Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So over on Instagram recently I asked if anybody had any questions so I could film a video so that it's here for the chats. Because on Instagram, you know the way things on Insta stories are gone after 24 hours, so I figured, come on, let's do it. So I have a load of questions on my phone, screenshotted it, and ready to go. I'm going to pick out the most interesting ones because otherwise I'll be here for the day. Okay, what do you do for a living? Well, in January of last year I finished up on my full-time job. I used to work as a medical admin in hospital in dermatology. I left it to do this. So this is mad. But yeah, 3 days a week I work at a digital agency doing content creation, social media management, that kind of thing there. There's a lot more that's involved in that as well. Like we do flat lay styling for brands. There's loads that we do. And then the rest of the week, the other 4 days, because it is a full-time job, like 24/7, I do my own bits. So be it blogging, Insta stories, collaboration with brands. I do content creation for the brands themselves. So I look after my own social media and then five other brands. So 6 brands altogether that I look after. They're Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and then my own as well. And that has to be looked after on a 7-day-a-week basis. Even though I just work the 3 days a week in there, it's always kind of going over those times. But it's mad, it's wild the fact that I've been able to turn this hobby into a career, because I'm always learning. I love learning about like the analytics, about social media strategy, about content plans, about all that kind of stuff that you might not know about that goes on behind the scenes. There's like monthly reports that have to be done at the end of the month where we analyse the difference between the growth from this month compared to last month and what we can do for the next month. So over the last couple of months we've done 2 flat lay shoots, which has just been the best thing ever. Like to see how that goes into planning, I loved it. I loved the concept creation part of it, I loved the planning, I loved the flat lays itself, I loved seeing how the photos are edited. Now I didn't take the photos, we had a photographer for the couple of days, but just see his setup and everything, and I was just like, oh listen, just so I know I'm going to be asking loads of questions. And he was like, yeah, and I was like, what's that, and he's like, oh my god, you actually are going to be asking loads of questions. And I was like, yeah, I am, because I love learning all about that, love behind the scenes, because there's a lot that you'll see on camera, but then there's so much more that goes on off camera as well when it comes to my job. Like it has been probably one of the most stressful times of my life, and going from like a decent paying job that was secure and that was kind of routine into this chaotic world where you don't know when you're going to get paid, if you're going to get paid, pitching for different jobs, then you don't get the jobs, or then you're waiting for payments to come in. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes that you don't know about, that has aged me for the last 15 months. But it's brilliant, and at least I can always say, if it doesn't work out and if it's not a long-term thing, that I can always say at least I tried it, rather than oh what if. I have a couple of ideas of things that I want to do later in the year that won't be on camera. Yeah, I just love trying new things. How do companies know your home address? Fascinates me. Saws if stupid question. It's not a stupid question, no such thing. I gave it to them. I actually got a package last week from a brand that I'd never heard of, and they're from the UK, and I was like, how do they get my address? Because it's my home address. I used to, when I worked in the hospital, I used to get everything delivered to Joanne's work, because in the hospital, it was just like a nightmare. You weren't allowed to get like stuff delivered to there, like personal stuff. So I used to get stuff delivered to Joanne's, and that was grand. And I was just very hesitant about giving out my home address over the last year. And then when that thing, stuff arrived, and I was like, I emailed them and I was like, oh my god, thanks very much. And how did you get my address? Now it is a week later and they still haven't responded yet, because according to like the GDPR privacy yogi bobby thingy, nobody's supposed to give out somebody else's address without their go ahead. So I don't know how they got my address, but for the most part they will ask, like brands will message me, either they'll DM me or they'll email me. I wish they would email, because I miss loads of DMs on Instagram. But yeah, that's how they get it. Someone says, what exactly is a flat lay? You're always talking about them and I've no idea what they are. Well, a flat lay is like a pretty photo of products and things and stuff on a level, what's the thing, like background. So usually they're taken overhead with the camera that I'm filming on, taken overhead, and you can like shush them all around. Yeah. So if you go to my Instagram grid, you'll see loads of lovely flat lays. You'll see my face with flat lays as well. Love doing flat lays. They're just like my favourite thing. To see like a vision that you have, and then like I could spend like an hour arsing about with the props, with the camera, with the setup, with the everything, and that's all just for me. Like there's no payment at all, it's just because I love doing it. I know, I'm mad. Any blushes or bronzers you know that are smash proof? Ruined 2 in the last 6 months. Oh, right. like that Note one or the Flormar one, they're quite sturdy packaging. Now they are massive. Size of head. Or what if you got something like this? This is the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, and this is a liquid bronzer contour thingy. It's like a little sponge, and you like dab it on your face, and then you blend it out either with a brush, with your fingers, or with a makeup sponge. Or the Suzanne, what's it called? So Sue by SJ contour sticks. This is the dark one, and it's a stick. Do it like that. Blend it out. I love these types of products coming into the spring and summer because it looks like skin. It doesn't look really cakey or heavy on your skin. Maybe something like that. Someone says, what are your top tips for staying motivated and focused and getting up and getting stuck into it each and every day? Because if I don't, I'm not going to get paid. That's the thing. As a freelancer, if the work isn't done, you don't get paid. And even when the work is done, sometimes you don't get paid. I think there is like a misconception, and I know there are like certain girls in the industry who get paid like a decent amount of money, and that's great for them. They work so hard, and like I don't have the following that they have. I don't have like the physique that they have or the long luscious hair that they have, so I don't get as many opportunities as they do. So like there is a level of stress, of financial stress, that's there all the time. Like it's there all the time. And also like I love what I do. I love having a plan the night before. I'll kind of go, I have like this app on my phone. It is called Wonderlist, and in there I have random things like video ideas to do today, Monday to do collaboration ideas, blog post ideas, things that I have to get, just like random ideas. And that's what I do like the night before. I'll be like, right, this is what I want to do tomorrow, bung bung bung, and then as you tap them off it makes a very satisfying noise like this. I'll pretend. Hold on, let me turn up the volume. Right? That's Wonderlist. It is a whopper app. How long do you try a product before making your mind up if you like it or not? You have a lot. I do have a lot. When it comes to skincare, I like to give it a good 3 to 4 weeks just to see how my skin reacts to it, if it responds to it at all, if I can see any improvements. When it comes to foundations, like after a week or so, I'll usually know, but I will give it a couple of weeks just to make sure. Because I like to, when it comes to foundations, try it with different primers, with different powders, with different, like a brush, a couple of different brushes, a makeup sponge. When it comes to mascaras, I will usually know after like one day if I like it. I love mascaras, and as I'm applying it I can usually go, yeah, this is the one. I don't think I've ever changed my mind about a mascara after like the first day. Cleansers, I can usually tell like after a couple of days. And sometimes what you'll see is, let's say if I got a new foundation, this is like a new one that I bought last week, the EX1 Invisiwear liquid foundation. What I'll do is the first day I get it, or the first time I try it, I will take photos. So I'll take before and after photos with and without the makeup so that the photos are there, and then for the next couple of weeks I'll try it out. I think it's just so in my head I know that I have that part of the review done. The best street / store / area to shop for high street makeup around Dublin. I would say Boots, like. But no, if we're talking about street, Henry Street all the way. I can't afford that on Grafton Street, I'm not gonna lie. Because on Henry Street you have Debenhams, you have Arnott's, you have the Boots in Jervis, now there's a Superdrug in Jervis as well. Then you have the Pennies on Mary Street as well. You have everything. So yeah, that's what I would say. What is your favourite high-end brand? Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah. And somebody was asking me that, oh god, I think I've been asked that a few times, and I'll always go Charlotte Tilbury, and people go, what? And I'm like, I know, I love her stuff. Now, she's had some dodge things in the past, don't get me wrong, and I think I will do a video on that, like my best and worst of Charlotte Tilbury. But I have spent so much of my own money on her stuff. Now, they send me stuff as well, but I still go out and buy stuff. Like I love the Magic foundation. I had bought the Light Wonder foundation before Christmas, which is nice. I think I'm going to start wearing it now more that it's in the spring, summer. The blushes are incredible, the highlights, the eyeshadows, the mascaras are okay. They sent one there, this one, Legendary Lashes Volume 2, so I'm going to give that a go. Is that Magic foundation? Is the Magic foundation? I bought that a couple of years ago, and I used to wear that. That was my fancy foundation when I was going out, and I loved it. But so many people didn't like it, and I'm like, but I love it. It just stays put on my face all day. So yeah, it would have to be Charlotte Tilbury. I love her eyeliners, the lip liners. I'm not mad on these now. These are the new latex love things, I think they're called. The colours are fab. These smell though. But yeah, it would be Charlotte Tilbury. I love her stuff. If you were to go back, would you quit your day job sooner to go freelance? I love your page, by the way. Thanks, Roisin. No, I don't know. I think think fear kept me in my last job for longer than it needed to. But it's like a big step, you know, and going out alone and going into this world of uncertainty where you don't know if or when you're going to get paid or if you're going to get work or what. No, I don't know. I think I was supposed to leave when I was supposed to leave. The stars all aligned and I met the right people at the right time who have helped me so much, and like it would have been great, but then would I have had more stress for like longer? You know, you have like the girls who are starting and like within the first year they're like leaving their jobs and they're doing really well, and fair play to them. That was just not the way things worked out for me. Like maybe if I was a bit more cutthroat I would have been able to do it, but I can't. Like, oh Jesus, the stories I could tell you about people charging for like an hour of their time to do stuff and then invoicing for 2 hours. I'm telling you, mad. For the whole creative part, I'd love if I had started this earlier, doing freelance. But from like a stress point of view now, Karen, you're a total ride. Thanks, Anita. How do you get rid of creative block? Oh sweet Jesus, that is like the number one thing that I hate, was when you get like creative block. So what I do is, there's no point forcing it. So sometimes you just need to take like a couple of days offline and recharge and just reboot, regenerate. I'm making you sound like the fucking Terminator. I've gone through phases over the years where I've had like bouts of creative block and I'm just like, oh, actually the afterlife. And so what I do is, and I know that when I go through phases like this, I know that I'll come out the other end of it. So I just have to let myself go through the process, which is I'll be like, oh my God, I don't know what to write about. But in reality, I have a list as long as my arm of what I can write about. So I will come offline for like a couple of days and just, because sometimes there's a lot of noise and you're kind of like, shut up, everybody. Like, be it the people that follow you or the people that you're watching or the other people in the industry, you need to kind of go, now pull back a little bit for a couple of days. I like to just watch YouTube videos and to get inspired there, or I love listening to podcasts. And I think, do you know what, I'm going to do a blog post on the different podcasts that I listen to, just purely from a social media or from a content creation or for inspiration point of view, because that'd be boring for people who aren't interested in that. But I love that. Like, so I always listen to those on the way in and out of work, and I go in pumped and I come out pumped, and I'm just like, yeah. Because sometimes you just need that little bit of motivation, you need that bit of inspiration. And then what I will do is, on a day like this where it's lovely and quiet in the house and people aren't cutting their wood across the way, I have like time to think. So I'll just sit down with a cup of tea and I'll take like a really nice notebook or a nice notepad and just write, just do a brain dump, write everything that's in your head, be it ideas that may or may not make the blog. Doesn't matter. Like, it could be like your 5 best favourite lipsticks, your 5 moisturising lipsticks, your best foundations, just write everything down and you will be like, oh, I actually do have a lot that I can write about. But inspiration is everywhere, and so what I've taken to doing is, and I know it's terrible, like on Instagram I've muted, I've unfollowed loads of people that I don't feel inspired by. I just want to watch people that make me go, oh, do you know what, like that's a deadly idea, or oh, I could do something like that, and just feel empowered or feel inspired. And that's what you should do as well. And the thing is, like, the people that might give you inspiration might not be in this industry at all. There are millions of people now to follow on Instagram and follow on YouTube. So just go wild, write all your stuff down. You've loads of ideas. If you want to meet up for chats and we can like brainstorm ideas, let me know. I love doing that. It's like my favourite thing. Because it can be overwhelming when you don't know where to start, what you want to write about, what you want to blog about, what you want to film. And sometimes it's you might need somebody to kind of just spark that little bit of like, oh, I never thought of that. Or trying something new that's outside of your comfort zone, be it like a woman video, or be it like an IGTV video, or be it a YouTube video, just to try something new, because it can be so easy to get bored just writing the blog post or just doing the same thing over and over again. That's what I get, like. I do. Someone wants to know, does it annoy you when brands send out products to all influencers and they don't review it? They just show it once on social media, don't blog or review it. No, it doesn't bother me. Now, if I was the brand, it depends what the brand wants, because some brand will just want a mention on social media and they're happy enough with that, whereas some brands would prefer a review, be it either a video or a blog post or maybe like an Instagram review. But no, it doesn't bother me. And the thing as well is, like, not that many people are blogging now, so if I review something properly, then that will make me stand out for the rest. So, you know what, everybody, don't be reviewing your stuff, let me do it instead. I just like the idea of having reviews that are there. So if people want to Google like I'm just grabbing that because I had it there, the Bioderma micellar water, I have a review, because I found over the last couple of years, like with like the emergence of Instagram, people want, like the audience, and I'm speaking very generally, want like instant answers then. And like, because I'm looking after like 6 social media accounts and trying to like have a life then, and trying to like do my work and then do my blog posts and do my videos and do the editing and everything, I don't always have the time to go back and forth and back and forth. So if I have a review on something, and I've been doing this more and more recently, where people will be like, oh, what do you think of this? And I'll say, oh, I have a review on this, and I send them the link, because rather than them go, what skin type is it for, me go back and say this, and did it affect your skin, da da da, all the info will be there. So for me, I just much prefer doing proper reviews. And as well, when people Google it, they'll find your blog post. If they Google, they're not going to find your Instagram story review, your Instagram post review. Do you know? That was key thing. You can pick just 5 makeup bits to use forevermore. What are they? Oh no. Like, do I have to pick brands? Like mascara. I love mascara. I need mascara. I am mascara. Probably like an SPF and a lip balm. I love a coral blush and maybe a brow pencil. But if I had to pick 5 products that I could never be without, I'll show them to you. I had to like look first. I can't be without this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. Did I speak about that in this video? I can't remember. This is my 2nd or my 3rd one. I bought them. I have that much left, and this is just the most perfect powder ever. It like sets like my under eye concealer. It doesn't look cakey. It keeps me matte, but it doesn't make my skin look flat. I love you like a lot. The Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk blush. I love this so much. This has like the shimmery blush and then a shimmer center, but it just gives like, I don't need to use highlighter whenever I have that on. Now, I don't have it on today, but it just gives like that gorgeous glow and sheen to the skin. And actually, when I met Lawrence at the Image Awards, we were having the chats, and he was like, what highlight are you wearing? And I was like, this. And he was like, shut up. And I was like, I know. And he works for Charlotte Tilbury. The Note BB cream, can't be without that. I love it. They brought out new shades recently, and I just think it's like the best BB cream I've ever tried so far. It's like the most flawless finish. Like, if you're after a BB cream that has high coverage, you're gonna love it. If you want something a little bit sheer, maybe not. But I love it. This is real difficult to pick out just one mascara. I'm gonna pick this out, but just, there are a few other ones that I could add into this thing. I must actually do a video on my favourite mascaras. This is the Smoky Eye Mascara from Bobbi Brown. Got this last year, and it's just fab. It just gives fluttery, wispy lashes. I'm going to be editing this later going, what were you thinking? Why did you not think of this? But you know what? Anyway, I love them Kiko blushes. They are the Smart Colour blushes, and that's shade 7. Bought that last year in Spain, and I love it. I think I'm going to end that Q&A now, because otherwise this will go on for ages. If any other new questions come in, I will save them for the next one. Maybe I'll do these once a month, we'll see. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and let me know if you have any questions. Leave them down below and I'll add them to the list to go through and answer for the next video. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye. I feel like I spoke like a lot there. I need a beverage to moisten my tubes.